What's up, everyone? Alex here. It's November, the second week of November specifically, and if you've been keeping tabs already, you know that this week is super freaking busy. Now, before anything else, I want to sincerely apologize for the tardiness of this video. I tried to work with a couple of video editors recently to try to get this out, but unfortunately, things didn't go so well, so I took it upon myself to basically finish the job. But better late than never, right? That being said, if you are a video editor and you want to help things out, DM me on Twitter at @MyBacklogBattle. Again, that's at @MyBacklogBattle. And let's chat. Also, I want to remind everybody that the Backlog Battle Award nominations are open right frickin' now. If you don't check out the community tab posts, I announced this a few weeks ago. And in case you're wondering what this is, I actually host an award show every single year on New Year's Eve, which is powered by nominations and votes from the community. You also get to see some really cool YouTubers contribute to this award show. So if you've never watched something like this before, this is something to get hyped for. But for now, make sure to put in your nominations in the link in the description of this video so your voice can be heard. And more importantly, so that our JRPG community can be seen. November looks like a month that's filled with some ports here and there, but there's some really good eating for tactics fans, and of course, one enormous AAA title that just happens to be coming out the week this is released. So let's check out my picks for the month of November. I have been playing Harvestella for the past few days now, and I am having a blast. I personally haven't checked other people's reviews, so that way the opinion that I give you when I review the game eventually is purely mine. But I can't really find anything really truly bad to say about this game right now. It's all encompassing. It's basically what I want to do every single day. Like right now, I'm thinking to myself, okay, you got to finish this video right away so you can get back to Harvestella, and I'm just so excited. It feels like they nailed it. But if you want a more detailed appraisal of what Harvestella can offer you, just wait for my review that's coming out in a few days. I am trying to aim for it to come out this week because really, this is so awesome. This is really cool. Harvestella came out on November 4th, and it came out on Switch and PC, and I do have an impressions video that I released a few weeks ago if you want to check that one out. That one is on the Switch, and the review is going to be based off of the PC version of the game. Thanks to a huge fan, I am able to play God of War Ragnarok when it releases on November 9th on PS4 and PS5. But I don't want you to worry, this won't affect my JRPG coverage, as I plan on still doing so even though this game comes out. And on that note, I don't plan on rushing through this meaty adventure as well. Even though I don't talk a lot about Western games here on the channel, I will say that I am a huge fan of Cory Barlog and his creative direction. I've followed his career from God of War 2 all the way up until 2018's God of War, and even though he is not actually the director of this game, he is kind of managing things on the background and giving some input as to what the direction is of the series, even if he's not as hands-on on it. But God of War Ragnarok is allegedly the conclusion of Kratos and Atreus saga, as I heard. I don't really know if that's true. And the fact that this is just more and better and bigger really makes me excited to come back to this world, because I really enjoyed the combat. I really enjoyed the father-son dynamic between Kratos and Atreus. And I just want to see how this is going to all turn out. This is one of my most anticipated games of the year outside of JRPGs, and I can't wait to sink my teeth into it. This next one is kind of a surprise, and I didn't see this until I started looking at release dates for games for November. And this game is called This Way Madness Lies, which is coming out on November 10th on the PC. If you are into Shakespeare and magical girls like Sailor Moon and whatnot, you'll love this fast-paced turn-based RPG comedy. Essentially what happens in the game is that you teleport to alternate dimensions that are based on Shakespearean plays. In fact, like the description on Steam reads, "Let us begin our tale in the quiet city of Verona, Italy, a town for lovers and giant mutant flower attacks. What's really cool about this game too is that it embraces the comedy and absurdity of what this combination of two things means, essentially. And it even has a ye olde English translator to normal English. And it's just, the thought of that is just really funny to me. And if you have time this month, somehow, I highly recommend checking this game out. Another game that's coming out this week is Tactics Ogre Reborn, which is coming out on November 11th for PS4, PS5, Switch, and PC. I have an impressions video of this game, which outlines a lot of the new features. I will warn everybody now, a lot of people keep saying like, oh, this is just like a remaster, remake, whatever of the PSP port. This is just setting things back to what it was in the Super Nintendo or the PS1. I don't really know. I didn't play any of those games. But what I will say is the Tactics Ogre Reborn has so many new things in it, so many different things compared to all the other versions of this game that you played before, that it is practically a brand new game. Despite the fact that the story is pretty much the same as the PSP version, along with the characters. That being said, this is just one of the two games that tactical RPG fans are really gonna have a good time with this month. Because the other one is Front Mission First Remake, and I'm so excited for this game. This game is coming out on November 30th on the Nintendo Switch, and it looks absolutely incredible. A lot of people told me that Super Robot Wars is what helped them get into tactical RPGs because it has mecha, but you've never experienced something like this before. Like, Front Mission is oozing with all the good stuff that you come to expect from Square Enix titles, which is some really good storytelling and character development and some pretty gritty storytelling. I know you don't really think of Square Enix stories as gritty, but I think there's something to be said about like how Front Mission First Remake looks that kind of lends to that aspect. I, for one, am really excited to finally try this game out, and you should too, because the second and third games are also being remade for the Switch, so go check that out. And here are the rest of the games coming out in November. Lonesome Village, which is a cozy life sim, came out on November 1st on Switch and PC. Doraemon, Story of Seasons, Friends of the Great Kingdom, is a farming sim featuring Doraemon, which came out on November 2nd on PS5, Switch, and PC. Totally Accurate Battle Simulator, which is totally self-explanatory, came out on November 3rd on the Nintendo Switch. The Xbox port of Sword and Fairy Together Forever, which is a hack-and-slash adventure, came out on November 3rd. Sonic Frontiers, the latest game in the popular Sonic franchise, is coming out on November 8th on PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Series X and S, Switch, and PC. Moving forward, I'm going to be mentioning all of these platforms as all modern platforms if we encounter this group of consoles again. Valkyrie Elysium, which is an action RPG that I did review last month, comes out on November 11th on PC. Ys 8, Lacrimosa of Dana, is one of my favorite action RPGs of all time, which I have a review for on the Nintendo Switch, and it's coming out on November 15th in the US and November 18th in the EU on PS5. Goat Simulator 3, which is the sequel to Goat Simulator, is coming out on November 17th on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. The latest game in the Pokemon series, Pokemon Violet and Scarlet, is coming out on November 18th on the Nintendo Switch. This game will feature compositions from Undertale's Toby Fox. The Dark Pictures Anthology, The Devil in Me, is a horror survival game, coming out on November 18th on PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Series X and S, and PC. Evil West, a third-person action game where Western myths and legends combine, is coming out on November 22nd on PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Series X and S, and PC. Gungrave G.O.R.E, the long-awaited action game, is coming out on November 22nd on PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Series X and S, and PC. Just Dance 2023, the latest in the dancing series, is coming out on Switch, PS5, and Series X and S. World of Warcraft Dragonflight, which is the latest expansion to World of Warcraft, is coming out on November 28th on PC. The Night Witch, a fast-paced Metroidvania shoot-'em-up that also features card-based spellcasting, is coming out on November 29th on all modern platforms. And last but certainly not least, Gundam Evolution's console release is coming out on November 30th on PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Series X and S. Okay everyone, I said a lot of games here, but tell me, which games are you really excited for? Doesn't matter if you have room for your backlog or anything like that. Doesn't even matter if you're going to play it this month. I want to know what you're interested in and what you're excited for. Because you can still be excited without having to play the game right away or even buy it right away. So post your thoughts in the comments below and let's talk about it. Let's end this year with a bang. And remember, nominate for your favorite games on this year's Backlog Battle Awards using the link in the description of this video. Thank you very much for watching everyone, and I'll see you in the next video.